What's up, everyone? And today I'm bringing a deck profile on my Gaia deck. Now, if you don't know Gaia, or at least the original Gaia the Fierce Knight, it's actually one of Yugi's monsters from the original anime. And if you're, why not do a deck profile on it? Now, before I get into this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe because 90% of the people watching this video are not subscribed. But that's all I wanted to say. Let's get into the video. I run 3 Gaia the Fierce Knight Gaia the Fierce Knight Origin. This can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a warrior monster. You can only use each of the following effects of Gaia the Fierce Knight Origin once per turn. You can send 1 level 5 or higher monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. During the battle phase, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 monster on the field whose current attack is different from its original attack. Its attack becomes its original attack. So it can get itself on the field easily to get out your other Gaia monsters, like Gaia the Magical Knight. Gaia the Magical Knight is also treated as a Gaia the Fierce Knight card. If you control no monsters or your opponent controls a monster with 23 or more attack, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If this card is normal special summoned, you can special summon 1 level 5 dragon monster from your hand or grave in defense position. I run 2 Soldier Gaia the Fierce Knight. Soldier Gaia the Fierce Knight has a quick effect. You can tribute 1 dragon fusion monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 attack position monster in the field, change it to defense position. You tribute this card, add 1 level 7 or higher warrior monster from your deck to your hand, except Gaia the Fierce Knight. So basically what you can do is tribute your Gaia the Magical Knight of Dragons to get one of your other Gaias to the field, or not to the field, but to your hand. I run 3 Cursed Dragon. If this card is not special summoned, you can add 1 spell trap from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Gaia the Dragon Champion in its text. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Gaia the Dragon Champion in your monster zone. You get the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to until the end of this turn. So this card is really good if you're going second, because you can use it to basically negate your opponent's board if you have a monster with high attack, which is pretty easy. I run a Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon because I do play Dragoon in this, as well as 3 Ash Blossom, along with 3 Ghost Spell for my hand traps. Moving on to the spells. I play 3 Galloping Gaia. Galloping Gaia, you can activate 1 of its effects per turn. First one is reveal 1 Gaia the Fierce Knight monster in your hand. Add 1 level 5 dragon monster from your deck to your hand. And the second one is reveal 1 level 5, add a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand. So essentially you can add the other that you do not have. I run 3 Gateway to Chaos. When this card is activated, add 1 Black Luster Soldier Ritual monster or 1 Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand, and that is a requirement to activate it, which gives it a little synergy with another card I play. Each time a monster card is sent from your hand to field to the grave, place 1 spell counter on this card. For each of those cards, once per turn, you remove 3 spell counters from this card, add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand. You don't really use that last effect because you don't really ritual summon. It's mainly for the searching of the Gaia the Fierce Knight monster. I also run the 1 Terraforming and the Set Rotation. Now, Set Rotation works well with Gateway to Chaos. If you don't know, I actually saw a little bit of side deck play. What you do is Set Rotation, you can set 2 field spells with different names from your deck to your field, 1 to your field and 1 on your opponent's field. So what you do is you take the Gaia field spell and give your opponent Gateway to Chaos. Now your opponent has to activate it in order to get another field spell in the field zone. But if they don't have a Gaia the Fierce Knight or a Black Luster Soldier, they can't even activate it, so they can't even use their field zone. I also run 3 Spiral Fusion. This allows you to fusion summon 1 Dragon Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. If you special summon Gaia the Dragon Champion by this effect, it gains 26 attack. Also, it can make up to 2 attacks during each battle phase, and the fusion is literally treated as the Dragon Champion. I also run 3 Super Polymerization. Super Polymerization can be pretty good in this deck because one of the cool things with Gaia the Fierce Knight deck is its interactions with the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So let's say your opponent has a Dark Dragoon. You can literally use, and you have, say, Gaia the Magical Knight of Dragons, or any of your other Gaias. You can Super Poly using their Dragoon and 1 of your Gaias for Gaia the Magical Knight of Dragons. So it's an easy way to use your opponent's Dragoon. And they can't respond to it with it being Super Poly. I run the 1 Red Eyes Fusion for the Red Eyes play. 1 Spiral Spear Strike. If a Gaia the Fierce Knight, Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, or Gaia the Dragon Champion control attack the defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. If Gaia the Dragon Champion inflicts battle damage with this effect, draw 2 cards, then discard 1. I only play 1 because that rarely comes up, but when it comes up, it's a draw 2, discard 1. That's always good. I run the 1 Rhoda and the 1 Monster Reborn to round up the spells. Now for the traps, I actually run 3 Dogmatic of Punishment. Dogmatic Punishment is a really cool card. You target one face-up monster your opponent controls, send one monster with an equal or higher attack from your extra deck to the grave. And if you do, destroy that monster. Until the end of your next turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. So you want to activate this during your turn, your opponent's turn, if you don't have Super Poly. Moving on to the extra deck, I run 3 Gaia the Magical Knights of Dragons. This card is treated as Gaia the Dragon Champion while on the field. You can only use each of the following effects of Gaia the Magical Knights of Dragon once per turn. During a main phase quick effect, you can target one other card on the field. This card loses exactly 26 attack. If it does, destroy that card. When this card destroys its opponent's monster by battle, you can make this card gain 2600 attack. Not really the best of fusion monsters, but I mainly use it for in tandem with like Super Poly. I run 1 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon for a Dragoon plays. I also run 2 Gaia Dragon the Thunderous Charger. Requires 2 level 7s. You can XYZ summon this card by using a rank 5 or 6 XYZ monster control as materials. This card attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. I also run the 1 Bliss Dweller for grave decks, and Zeus, because Zeus is just really good. I run 1 Predaplant Vertic Anaconda for the Dragoon plays, and I can also use it for Spiral Fusion and Super Polymerization in this deck. So this is the one that I would probably bump up to 3, but I only have the 1 copy at the moment. I run 1 Cross Chief since this is a fusion-based deck. 1 Barricade Board Blocker since I have like 6 field spells. I run an IP package with IP Masquerena, Phoenix, and Unicorn. I'd probably take out IP and Phoenix for 2 more Vertic Anaconda, and the 1 Appaloosa. That's it for my Gaia deck profile. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a pretty cool deck? Do you think it should get some more support? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.